Hey everybody, I'm at Brewers and I'm editing today's video, and what I'm doing is, I have lots of options when I put a video together, and so what I want to do today is I'm going to put this video together. It's going to end up being about an hour long, maybe a little bit longer, but it's a pretty good clean out, and I just want to give you guys an opportunity to watch the equipment work and watch somebody with 30 years experience use these tools. This is the Steel Combi weed eater and edger, and a handheld blower, and a $600 mower. And we're going to transform a yard, and I didn't want to put a bunch of fancy edits in it and kind of ruin the video on you guys. That's my awesome waitress. All right, so let me finish this up. I haven't seen this yard yet that we're about to go do. But the guy made off like it's a freaking emergency, and he just got back into town. This is actually the guy I bought that old Honda push mower from, that real old one. I have a playlist, so if you guys are into like classic mowers, like back from the 90s and stuff, well, classic in the 90s, gosh, am I old? I'll link to that playlist right here. It's pretty neat. It's a badass mower, and I still have it in the shed, and we're gonna have to break it out sometime, but not for this yard. He made this thing sound like it's going to be horrible, so I don't know what I'm facing here. But yeah, this is where I bought that little Honda from. He went out of town. He's back, and it's been like 2 years. I mean, his yard's been mowed in that time, but I mean, he's back, and he said his mama's coming back into town, and she's going to kick his ass if she sees the yard the way it is. And he was like, please get me squared away. So he came by the house twice this morning to make sure that I would do it, and I said, give me a little bit of time, and I'll be on down there, we'll get you cleaned up. So he wants me to grind down the weeds, cut the lawn, edge, just basically give it a clean up. He doesn't want the weeds gone, but grind them down. So I said, all right, I'll grind them down, I'll spray them dead, I'll edge, I'll weed eat, and I'll mow, and we'll take it from there. So we're gonna go do a cleanup in the middle of summer, and it's gonna probably suck. Hey, one of you guys had commented that you're having a really hard time with your head not advancing when you tap it on the ground, and that you have to keep stopping and using your hand to get it out. One of the biggest things that I found through the years is making sure that when you roll this thing up with new line, you don't cross it. So, put it in, watch which way the arrow shows. So it says to go this way. So, you put your line in, you hold it, and you follow that arrow and hold it nice and tight. All right, put some tension on it. Don't roll it up loose. Roll it up nice and tight so it doesn't bird's nest on you, and try to do it like as you're eyeballing it. Make sure that you're not crossing over, just take a second, take your time and do it, but make sure that you're putting it on tight. That's probably one of the problems, is you're letting it bird's nest and knot up inside there, and you don't want that to happen. So we'll do it again. Following the arrow, put some tension on that and wrap it up. Okay, that's probably one of the biggest problems you're having, is you're not wrapping it tight enough. And another problem could be that you're using really super cheap weed eater line. George Packard from down in Florida and I believe Wisconsin, he's got a YouTube channel, and he actually went back a few years ago and he explained the material in weed eater line and the two different weed eater line materials that you look for. And he actually did a nice little online class about that. You guys should check it out. George Packard. I'm pretty sure he's still around. I don't really watch YouTube videos of lawn people, so I don't mean to be rude. I just don't. So check him out, and he can explain a lot about the material. And it could be that the material you're using is heating up. You might be keeping your line too short, RPMs too high, and you're heating up the line and they're melting together inside your head. So that could also be a problem. The line that I use, I link below in the featured items in the description. So click that little arrow or to show more, and all my links open up, and it'll show you the Oregon Pro line that I use. And this is just regular round line, not square, just regular round line. It's Oregon 80,000s 0.080 regular round line. It never melts on me, never gets all melted up in there or anything like that. It works really good. So, you know, give George a shot. His videos a few years ago that I remember watching it. And, you know, maybe that's your problem too. You could be using some off-the-shelf really cheap stuff and it could be melting inside your head. Remember when I put that cold bet landscape edging in? So the last time I did my yard was 2 weeks ago tomorrow, and we've had some serious rain, but as you can see, very little mulch has come out. We would have had mulch all the way down to the street, especially 2 weeks. So very little mulch has come out, and some of that is actually from my kids as well, and some of it's from me walking through there, turning on the garden hose and stuff over here. Kind of sticks to you. When I get out of work, I rinse my boots off and stuff like that. So, but yeah, this cold bet lining, this is 2 weeks. I mean, it's doing a great job. Really a great job. Or edging. Landscape edging. Really good stuff. Well, he was not kidding about this being a mess. I love these cars. Look at this. Well, I tell you what, man. Whew. I love them things. Alright, so let's take a look at what we're dealing with here. You might recognize this is my customer's yard right here. So this is the neighbor. I don't want to show you guys too much of the backyard, but you see it growing up the fence way back there. So the edging is pretty yuck. Weeds in the driveway. Edging here. Grind down these weeds. I'm not going to trim bushes. Take a quick moment to move this stuff in. Get this out of my way. Actually. So I can weed eat a little bit easier. But yeah, we'll grind that down. Get all this done here. Get this edged here. He's lucky to have a side garage door. A lot of our houses don't have side garage doors. The fence, we'll get this all weed eated, get that all cleaned up. Like I said, he was out of town, so don't overjudge. He's back and he's asking me to get him squared away, and that's just what we're going to do. We're going to get him squared away. Get all this cleaned up. Get this mailbox cleaned up. We'll stand this back up when we're done. That sidewalk is terrible. I'm going to use the edger blade, the metal blade for this, not the weed eater. So here's the garden hose. We'll grind all this down. We'll get this out of our way. Now they have the purple violets, I think they're called, or something like that. These things grow like weeds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a happy spot, and to get those weeds down, I'm going to weed eat and make it even and grind even the violets down to nothing. That way it'll look good. It'll be a nice entrance way. We'll grind this area here down. Get this out of my way. Just make it easier later. And we'll go ahead and grind this down some, all with the weed eater. Hey look, badminton. What's that called? A cock? Grind all this down, separate the weeds from the bushes. Weed eat this down, go into the backyard, get that down. Somebody asked what these are. These are like our cable box, our telephone connections and stuff like that. Cable TV, telephone, AT&T, and over here will be our water. Somewhere around here is going to be our water meter right there. There's his water meter, so we'll clean that up so he doesn't get charged. When you see like this super tall weird look right there, that could be where a plant used to be, or a tree. So check it out, make sure your mower's not going to fall in it. See, like right here, if you had a stander or something, you're gonna gouge the shit out of the yard, so pay attention to that. I'm gonna put that there instead. And then our light pole, we'll get this edged up. So yeah, this is gonna be a little bit of work. All these cleaned up. 2:35. I'd like to try to be done in an hour. Real quick, I was asked to talk about eyeball safety, safety glasses and stuff, which is really a good point. I usually wear my glasses, and they're polycarbonate lens, so they're not glass. I don't want to say they're shatterproof, but things are supposed to fly off of them, and but I don't need glasses for yard work. I need glasses for reading, computers, seeing my instrument cluster when I'm driving, reading my laptop, paperwork, and stuff like that. That's when I really need glasses. And I need tinted glasses because my eyes are sensitive to the light. Of course, most people are. So I went ahead and I boxed up my prescription glasses for right now. And these are polarized lenses from Walmart, just fishing sunglasses, but they're the plastic lens. And I don't really plan on sending rocks and stuff toward my face. I usually never do. But just to protect me from little debris and stuff like that, and from the sun, these are just Walmart sunglasses, polarized. All right, so now that we got it edged and edged up really good, we're going to go ahead with the weed eater now, clean up the edges and trim the yard, knock down the weeds, get everything prepped for blowing, and we'll blow everything in, and then we're going to bag it all up. It's going to be a nice clean appearance. Low throttle. You see low throttle. 80 thousandths lines like a razor blade. You can go low throttle and just clean it up. You hear how I'm burping the throttle and I'm keeping the head buried down real deep? I'm doing that so nothing flies and breaks their window here, their glass door, and so I can control my whip. Because I just wanted to do this here and clean the edge. Now we're going to match it. That's kind of a half-ass way to do it, but it knocks it down. It gives it a bit of a cleaner appearance. When we come through with the blower and all this looks nice here, that's gonna look good. Enough. I mean, they're not paying 200 bucks, you know what I mean? Pro tip, when you get done weed eating a yard like this with lots of crazy weeds and stuff you don't know what you're dealing with, always blow yourself off first with your blower before you wipe yourself, because then you're going to contaminate your towel with itchy weed juice. So blow that stuff off of you first, then start with your face. Wipe your face first before you wipe anything else. We're done with the nastiness. Now what we're going to do is, you hear in the background my blower's warming up. We're going to go ahead and blow the yard in and get it ready for bagging. I showed you guys a pro tip about the blowers the other day on that yard. Here's a good example. If I come in this way with the blower and I attack this big area first, like everybody will normally do, and blow it underneath the cars and blow it to the grass, you're not going to make it. There's still going to be some stuff here. So when you've got to come back down this way and you got such a narrow area, it's going to go back blowing underneath. Then you're going to have to come back around on this side. So what you do is, providing the wind's not too strong and going opposite, is you start on this side and you blow all this stuff out the best that you can. And then you can blow this down and try to hook it right at the end, because you're going to have a lot more room to work with your blower. Right here, you don't really have any room to work with your blower. So shit's going to go flying back underneath. And all this stuff is going to be there. Instead, you got a little bit here, blow this little bit out, and then come down. And if anything goes back under, it's going to really be a little bit. So I'll show you that right now. Nothing there. Been a little over an hour. Not exactly breaking any land speed records, but we've made a tremendous difference and we got it all on video, so you know, filming does take a little while. At this point, we're done. I mean, now we're just going to mow. And I got a $600 mower for a reason. Make my work easy. So an hour and 45 minutes. It's 4:22, right? What time do we start? Like 2:35? I told you this yard would be the gem of the hood. It's my hood, by the way. I live right down there. That looks good, man. I like the grass on the other side of those pavers. I like that. It's kind of, you know, contours. Edging looks good. I forgot to get that. I got to get that with the weed eater before I leave. See how the entranceway is kind of evened out now? Got some violets up there, but all the weeds are gone, and now they can do what they want to do. It's a start. They want to spray that dead, they can spray that dead. I just leave it for now. Probably pull those bricks up, continue the yard. Oh, it's good now. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with me on a hot Saturday afternoon, mid-90s, hitting about 4:30. Let's go get a shower and call it quits.
Tell me about the whistles.